Good morning, fourth grade. This week we have been exploring different natural resources and how they are helpful for our earth and what kind of natural resources exist. Today you will be logging on to on FOSS and following along and identifying different natural resources as renewable, not or non-renewable. In order to get to FOSS you're going to need the login information and password. Once you are on Google Classroom, you can also find it in classwork. You're going to scroll to FOSS login, click on the FOSS link. Once you are there, it's going to ask you for the username and password. To find the username and password, go back to Google Classroom. There is a slide with that information. The username is Esperanza Science. We're going to type that in. ESPERANZA, capital SCIENCE, and the password is science, the number 4, me. Remember that letter S is capital. So I'm going to type it SCIENC, number 4, ME. You click sign in. It will bring you to the rock soil landform module. Click on it. When you click on the module, there will be 4 separate boxes: online activities, media library, and for families. You are going to go to online activities and click on resource ID. Once you are on resource ID, you're going to see this box. Each different box, there are 18 different pictures of each natural resource and in 3 boxes. We are going to work together to identify each natural resource into its correct box. The green box says it's a renewable resources. These resources are natural resources that are available on our earth and are able to be made again to be used quickly. Non-renewable resources go in the gray box. The gray box are natural resources that take a long time to be recreated, and once they are gone, we can no longer use them. And then in the blue box is inexhaustible resources. Inexhaustible resources are those natural resources that never run out, even if we use them or not. But we'll explore those. So let's start out with our first natural resource. Our first natural resource is wind. Do you think wind is an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or non-renewable? Wind is an inexhaustible resource. Wind is a resource that is always available to us, whether we use it or not. To the next natural resource, which is wheat. Do you think wheat is an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or non-renewable resource? If you said wheat is a renewable resource, that is correct. Wheat is a type of plant that can be used and grown again for us humans to use. Next we have wood. Is wood an inexhaustible resource, renewable, or non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Wood is a renewable resource. Wood that is found on trees are available for us to use, especially when trees are able to grow again on the ground. Next is fish. Is fish an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or non-renewable resource? You said renewable resource. That is correct. Fish is an animal and it is a renewable resource. Fish are able to reproduce, making more fish for humans to be able to use as food. Next we have oceans. Is oceans inexhaustible, renewable resource, or non-renewable resource? Oceans are inexhaustible resources because even if we use water from oceans or not use it, it is always available for us. The ocean it's a resource that does not run out. Let's move on to the next one. Gold. Do you think gold is an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Gold has to be mined and found in caves, therefore making it very hard for humans to find gold and be able to use it over and over again. Gold is a non-renewable resource. Our next resource is trees. Is trees inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Trees, like wood, are renewable resources that are able to be grown again to be used so humans can use. Next, we have water. Is water an inexhaustible resource, renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Water is a renewable resource. We are able to find water, and through the water cycle, we are able to use it over and over. Next is a diamond. Is a diamond an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Diamonds, like gold, have to be found, mined through in rocks, making it very hard for diamonds to be reproduced and ready for human use over and over again. Diamonds are non-renewable resources. Alright, our next one is shrimp. Is a shrimp are inexhaustible resources, renewable resources, or non-renewable resources? If you said a renewable resource, that is correct. Shrimp are animals that are found in the ocean that are able to reproduce, making them easier to be recreated for humans to be able to use them as food. Our next natural resource is a cow. Is a cow an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Cows are animals that can be used as food. Cows are able to reproduce, making for humans to be able to use their be able to use them as food. Our next natural resource is steam. Is steam an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said inexhaustible resource, that is correct. Steam is a resource that is created with heat and water. And if we use it or if we don't use it, steam will always be available. It can never run out. Our next natural resource is corn. Is corn an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said corn is a renewable resource, that is correct. Corn is a plant that has seeds and is able to grow again in our soil. Corn is a renewable resource. Our next resource is the sun. Is the sun an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said inexhaustible resource, that is correct. The sun is an inexhaustible resource. The sun is a natural resource that is available for us at all times. Whether we use it or not, the sun is an inexhaustible resource. Our next resource is oil. Is oil an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or a non-renewable resource? If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Oil is a non-renewable resource. Oil is drilled in the ground and has to be people that work with oil have to dig in the ground and drill very deep down to find oil. It usually takes a lot of digging to be able to find oil, and oil is a non-renewable resource. Our next resource is a pig. Is a pig an inexhaustible resource, a renewable resource, or non-renewable resource? If you said a renewable resource, that is correct. A pig is an animal. Animals are renewable resources because they are able to recreate and reproduce, making there be more and more pigs that can be used for food. Our last natural resource is natural gas. Is natural gas an inexhaustible resource, renewable resource, or non-renewable resource? Natural gas is a non-renewable resource. If you said natural gas is a non-renewable resource, you are correct. Natural gas is found underground and it takes many years for it to be created. Natural gas is a non-renewable resource. So non-renewable resource includes materials that are found underground and like gold, diamonds, gas, and oil. Non-renewable resources take a very long time to be found and to be recreated. Renewable resources include things like water, different types of plants, and different animals. All plants have seeds that are able to be in the soil and are able to grow again and provide more plants with seeds for humans. The same thing for animals. Animals reproduce among themselves and they create more animals so that they can be used, so that humans are able to use them. You guys did a really good job at identifying our different types of resources. If you would like to practice this again and play again, remember, log on to FOSS using username Esperanza Science and password science4me, and click on your Soil, Rock, and Landform module and click on Resource ID, the very first online activity, and you will be able to practice our natural resource identification.